Lisa Clark here, and this is the Mardi Gras Mask Part 12. Believe it or not, we are getting closer and closer to finishing this very detailed piece. So, what I'm showing you here is a little bit more work on that one part of the nose that seems to be my nemesis. You want to make it look symmetrical, like both sides go together. And honestly, I just had a little bit of an issue trying to get it to look like it goes together. So I am back at the nose, working on that particular part, the nostril and that side of the nose, getting the shading right. I wanted it to be a little bit darker on that side, just to show, like, so that it doesn't look like it's straight on, that the light is straight at this piece. I know it's hard to explain, but I know what I want in my head. Have you ever had that where you're looking at something and you have it in your head what you want it to look like, but you can't get your hands and your fingers to duplicate what you're seeing in your mind? Yeah, I go through that a lot. But the best way to get through it is to just start, just try to get it where you want it. And if it doesn't work, you rework it until you're happy with the results of it. As always, I suggest circular motions with the pastel pencils. Where there's lines, fine. You can do, pretty much line work. But in the texture of the face, I am doing small circular motions because I do want like a contrast from the mask to the actual face, because you don't want it to look the same, or it just won't look right. So there is definitely a mask over this face, so the face skin texture needs to be slightly different. And then here I'm just going to rework the mouth by adding some darker shades, some darker line work, and get those little fine lines that are in the lip to kind of just pop a little bit, give it a little more tone, a little more contrast from the rest of the face. Excuse me. This way you can make it look three-dimensional by giving it some shading where it needs shading. At this point, I don't know that I'm really using the reference photo a whole lot. I think I do have it up so I can see, just to make sure I'm not over exaggerating anything. But for the most part, at this point, I'm just kind of feeling it, like feeling what looks good. Now, if this was just a regular face with no extra makeup, like this one is, the lips would have to kind of like more of a softer fade from lip to the top of her, like her mouth, and between her, not her mouth, but the area between the nose and the lips. There would be a fade effect. But because this is like purposely painted, this person painted their face to look like the mask. It's a more, defined line where the lips are, if that makes sense. So I am trying to appreciate that while I am recreating it on the pasta board. So, yeah, a little bit of just trial and error once again. Some places I use the black charcoal pencil, and other places I use the Carbothello pastel pencil. It just depends on the texture I'm looking for. Each give a different texture on the pastel board. And this is just a simple makeup pad brush, whatever you want. It's not really a brush. It's like a eyeshadow applicator. You can get these on Amazon very easily, not that expensive. And I like the way I could blend this part just a little bit. It's the only place I really use this makeup applicator. Excuse me. So yeah, that's what I'm doing. So here I'm just using it's a light gray, and keeping in mind where the mask ends and the face begins. And there will be a very big gap right there between those two swirly marks. Excuse me. And then here I'm going to start working on that jewel, quote unquote, jewel. It's not really a jewel. It's actually still all made of wood. It's not like a glass piece of jewel. So I have to take that into consideration. I don't really want it to be shiny. So I'm just slowly working this area. And I do end up coming back to this a couple different times because if you've been following me at all in any of my videos, I will do parts of the project and then I'll walk away from it and I'll wait and see if how I feel about it. So that just about wraps up mask part 12. Have a great rest of the day and we'll see you on the next one. Bye.